turn it up, put the volume down. No, it's okay. So today, again, we have Victor Laguno here.
Hello, hello.
We're gonna talk a little bit more about what he does, but basically today, the subject of this live session is the art of flying private. And a lot of you are probably wondering, what the hell is that? Why are you gonna go and talk about the art of flying private? Flying is just, flying. It's not like you get on a plane and there's art. So literally today, we are gonna be talking a little bit about the industry and as well about the art of flying private. So Victor, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
Please tell us our followers. You can pin, he's already pinned on the comment, so
yes.
Go follow him and let's kick it off.
So a little bit about what I do is I run a Masters Works gallery. We're celebrating our 20th year anniversary. We're right here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on the downtown Las Olas Boulevard. So what we specialize in is building collectors. So whether it be entry level at a piece at 5,000 or blue chip into the millions, what we specialize in doing is getting people familiar with how the art industry works, how to get into it, and how to really invest and build a collection worthwhile. So we specialize in everything from original and signed editions by Pablo Picasso, Andy Warhol, Marc Chagall, Salvador Dali, Tom Wesselman, Roy Lichtenstein, you name it, we probably have it or we can get it. So really what we're kind of collaborating with here with Vita Jets is to merge these two luxury industries together. You never have anything in flight. So once you book your luxury charter, it's one of two things. You're doing business, you're sleeping, you're partying with your friends, having a good time. We wanted to do something that's more engaging. So we wanted to bring the galleries right to you in flight and with an expert that can kind of explain what you're looking at and what you might be into. So we want to really custom tailor this experience for every flyer. We want to really, what kind of art are you into? We don't want to show you the things that you may not understand or you may not appreciate. So what we want to do is really find out what you're into, present that to you, bring it to you, and get you a little bit more educated into how fine art works, and bring it right into your flight. So it's almost a double luxury experience. You're flying private, you're having the luxury of that, and then you're at the same time having an art expert come in and kind of explain and give you this full experience. It's not a selling instance per se, it's more educational than anything, trying to teach you about what you're looking at, the artist's mind, the process, and what makes them so valuable, why every month there's millions and millions and millions of dollars being breaking records and auction prices just time in and time out. So we want to bring this experience to the passengers that fly with Vita Jets.
So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Man. I really think that we're gonna bring a lot of value to these clients, to these flyers that are used to getting into the jet and not finding any art, but this is a little added value that we're gonna put, and this is what I was talking about last week. And we kicked it off together with Victor, and we came up with this idea. It's all about the idea, it's all about the execution. So we're gonna execute it, we're gonna bring it on board to our flights starting today.
Right, and what we want to do is really have you involved, so when we say we're going to give you an art experience, it's not like we're just going to pick and choose a bunch of pieces we think you might be into and bring them on board. When you book a flight, we're trying to incorporate this into your booking, so it's not going to cost you anything extra. This is just an added experience for you to have from traveling from point A to point B. Something more engaging, something more fun, educational, you can learn a lot from it, and you walk off the plane with knowing things you didn't know when you walked on board. And having the experience of bringing pieces like what I have behind me, 1964 Liz Taylor signed Andy Warhol. This piece is valued over $100,000. We're gonna bring these on board. We're gonna have these right there with you where you can look at them, you can touch them. It's almost like going to a museum in the confines of your aircraft.
So it's kind of like an art flying museum.
Literally. Of course we can't have, 10, 20 pieces as much as I'd love to. We're probably gonna have at least one piece there and some kind of digital platform where we can show you other things and kind of have access, of course, obviously to the internet where we can show you things that, whether it be videos on the artist, things on the process, not just the art itself, but the entire experience on the industry, the background, the stories. There's so much more when you're looking at a piece of art that you can learn and you can find out about, and it brings you closer to the piece. It helps you better understand what you might or might not be into. So that's really what we want to do. We want to cater a one experience that you can't get anywhere else. That no other charter company is even thinking of doing anything remotely close to this. It's mostly they book your charter, they don't see you until you get off the plane. In this case, we want to be fully engaged with you. We want to give you an experience from the moment you get on to the moment you get off, and have something that nobody else can bring to the table. So I'm really happy that VitaJets is incorporating this service into their flights. This is a really one-of-a-kind thing that no one else is doing.
Thank you, Victor. So again, you heard it from the man who's going to be on board. You heard it from the expert here. And it's really coming to a fusion between the art and flying. So that's why we call it the art of flying private. We have done it in the past. We have been involved with art, and as a VitaJets, as a company, we started back in 2012, 2013, getting a little bit more involved into the Art Basel event. We're starting off with this new added service to every single flight that we have. So if you're interested on going on a flight, make sure you download the Jet Traveler app or go on our website, vitajets.com. Check out, book your flight, and we'll make sure to get the curator on board with a piece of art of your taste.
I think it's a fantastic idea. Honestly, if you're into the art, or you think you might be, this is just something extra for you. You're already chartering with Vita. You already have the security of chartering with the best company in the world to get private jets. You're already got your whole itinerary planned out. If you're into art, this is something for you. This is just something that's you would really appreciate. Imagine someone bringing this piece on board just for you, something that you requested. You asked, you like Andy Warhol, we'll bring you Andy Warhol. You like Pablo Picasso, we'll bring you Pablo Picasso. So it's really something that not only are you getting the best quality in flight and aviation, but now you're getting an added cultural experience through artwork, something that you would have had to go to the museum to go to. One of the things that we want to include in the experience, we want to send you home with something from the river, from our gallery here. So what we want to do is we want to send you with gift certificates, museum tickets, a sample piece of artwork, maybe it'd be an edition, something really interesting and unique that you wouldn't really get anywhere else. So let's say you're traveling from Florida to Chicago. We have great connections in the MCA, the Arts Institute in Chicago.
Love it.
We'll get you tickets to the museum. If you're going to Chicago, get down, no problem. We'll get you covered. If you have time, if you're on business, whatever the case may be. If you don't, you don't. But we'd be happy to do that for you at no extra fee, just something that we want to add to the experience. So even after the flight ends, we still want to cater to you. We still want to give you that luxury experience. We still want to bring culture to your life. So in this essence, it's something that we're just sending you home with, in addition to flying with Vita.
And it doesn't matter the value of the charter. It doesn't matter if we're doing an island hop or whatever we're doing, we're gonna take care of that. Why don't we give him a close-up of the
absolutely
piece that you brought today? I'd love for you guys to check it out and start getting into the art.
So this is, you have to understand, Andy Warhol wasn't a painter. Andy Warhol was a screen printer. He did editions, so he would do unique editions and screen prints, and those today realize tens of millions of dollars. So this is Elizabeth Taylor. This is done in 1964. This is a still from her film that she won Best Actress for, Butterfield 8. So a really, really phenomenal film that, of course, she won the award for. But Andy Warhol was so obsessed with Hollywood, the icons, actresses. As a kid growing up in Depression-era Pittsburgh, he would cut out comic books and fashion magazines of Hollywood icons and make paper dolls out of them and play and just kind of idolize these people from childhood. So when he grew into his artistic domain, where he was a head honcho of the right, he was just in the same way would reflect these icons, would immortalize them in his work and create beautiful images like this. So on the bottom left right there on my left, you have his signature in the date, Andy Warhol. A piece like this in a gallery would retail for over $100,000. I have it right here in my hands. and it could be right on board in your flight where you can look at it up close and personal and learn a little bit more about it. Unfortunately, I'd go into so much more detail and share with you guys a million different things about Andy Warhol, the pieces, but book a flight, and then that way we'll have all the time in the world to talk about all that stuff. But that's really what we want to do. We want to give you the full experience, bring this right there in front of you, right on board, where you can look at it, touch it, get right up close to it as if you couldn't in a museum, and kind of have an in-depth experience. Have someone there to tell you what you're looking at, what the value is this, what makes this a $100,000 piece. So that's really what we want to do for you, in addition to having you fly the best charter service you can get. So it's just a little bit added value to your already booked flight.
Clients are gonna love it. Clients are gonna love it. I already had some of the artists that follow VitaJets. They started. We announced this last week. We went a little bit, ran the voice, and so we got some things sent. Actually, it's like call it fan mail. Would you please pass on that? I know it doesn't have to do anything with Andy Warhol, but this was something sent to us by Mara. We'll tag him on let me do a close up. So it's a little bit more modern, nothing related to what Vic is talking about.
But we can incorporate that. Like if you're into street art, if you're into urban and contemporary art, maybe the masters. I mean, that's what I do. I specialize in masters work. I build collectors. I start you from scratch and I show you the appreciation of your collection. But let's say you're not into Warhol, you're not into Picasso, you're not into the dead guys. You're into the people that are living, street artists, contemporary artists, Paz, Murakami, all these different guys, Alec Monopoly. We have access to that. We work with these artists. Mr. Brainwash, we carry their work. So if you're into street art, if you're into the urban stuff, if it's not just the masters that you're into, we can cater to that. It's really, if you are into art, if you are an art collector, if you want to start being an art collector, this is what we want to do. We want to engage with you. We want to just sit down and get to know you a little bit, which is all we do in flight. It's a presentation, and it's experience, it's personal, it's one-on-one, so it's really something catered just for you, what your taste is. If you like Alec Monopoly, if you like Brainwash, if you like contemporary art, we got you covered. If you like post-war contemporary, if you like pop, you like Andy Warhol, Lichtenstein, you like all the other masters, Picasso, Dali, Surrealism, Mata, whatever it is, we'll be able to cater to you that at whatever the range of budget. If you're just getting started, or if you're looking to spend millions of dollars to make millions of dollars in artwork, we can do that for you too.
So tell us a little bit about that concept. Aside from, having the jet experience, the aviation,
right,
the art of flying private, what is it, the investment side of you with the piece of art?
Awesome.
How can you incorporate the people? How can you put them into this art world by, probably 5,000, 10,000, whatever it is? So tell us a little bit about that.
Great question. So what we do is we try to traject your investment. So let's say you start out with a signed edition, $10,000, $15,000 piece, whatever the case may be. We try and give you all the options. It's full transparency. So what we'll try and do is we'll show you past records of the piece that's sold, comparable research, give you everything that's comparable to whatever the price of the piece that we're negotiating. So we'll give you the full options on the table. This is what it's gone for in the past. This is what it's going for right now. This is what it's going for elsewhere. And we show you that. We come to an agreeable price, and then we work the transaction from there. But it doesn't start there. It doesn't stop there. It just starts there. So what we do is every 2 years on a biannual anniversary of your purchase. So whether you bought it today, 2 years from the date, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and give you, we will give you an updated appraisal. So what is the piece gone up to now? Where is it now? And this is USPAP compliant. You take it out of the envelope and take it to your insurance company, take it to your auction house if you're trying to sell. I mean, this is exactly what you need. We set you up if you want to sell it. But not only that, most galleries will sell you a high-end piece of artwork and they won't see you again.
Don't forget.
Exactly. They took the money and they got the client. That's it.
That's exactly, and I'm sorry to cut you
go
off,
ahead.
but that's exactly what happens with us. Like when a client buys a jet from us, we sell and buy jets. So when a client buys a jet and he decides to pretty much change it, upgrade it, maybe that Lear 60, that mid-size jet is not enough for him because he's gonna start doing transatlantic flights and he needs a bigger plane. That's when he gets back to us and he's like, Camilo, VitaJets, help me out. help me out on transitioning on the private jet from a mid-size to a heavy jet. So I think it's kind of like the same relationship where it's gonna be a long-lasting relationship with the client, that it really becomes family, and it's the same with art. That's why it's such a great fusion.
To give you an example, like this is a transaction I recently did. I won't, give any names, but we sold a very expensive piece we got from a museum. It was a $1.1 million piece. Guy paid full price for it. Right here in Jupiter, Florida. 2 doors down from Michael Jordan, which is really cool. So we go to install the piece, make sure everything is hung, get this, it's a massive, massive piece. Over 300 inches wide. So we go, we measure it over the fireplace, it fits great. The guy writes me a check, paid for it. He's not gonna get that piece of artwork for 9 months. Why? Why is he not gonna get this piece for 9 months? Because I promised him I'd turn that $1.1 million investment into 2, into 3, into 4. So what do? We already reserved this piece for 3 museum shows in the next 2 years. That's why he's not going to get the piece. He's only going to have it for 9 months, have it in his house for maybe 3, and then send it to another museum again. Because we want to show that we want to book this piece in major museums. It's going to the Hermitage in St. Petersburg, Russia, in this year in September, and in 2019 January it's going to Beijing, followed by another museum show in Hong Kong. So we've already booked it 3 times over for it to be shown in some of the most prestigious museums in the world. So when it gets that stamp on that provenance report that it's been there, it adds significant value to the piece. Who wouldn't want a piece that was on exhibition in the Hermitage or in another major contemporary museum or Masters Works museum anywhere in the world and has a provenance report like that? So we add value. When we take that transaction and we try and traject it into profit, whether you're collecting for that or not. Not all of our collectors come to us trying to invest and just looking straight to make money. A lot of them look because they love art and they love the quality of service and they love what we do and how we do it. And the relationship, like Camila was saying, is important. You have to have a personal relationship with people. With every one of my collectors, I know what they uniquely like. I know what they have. I know where it's hung. I know what they paid for. And at the same time, you want to have a relationship with them that is just second to none. It has to be very, very intimate, where you can pick up the phone and be like, hey, I've got a piece I know you'll like. Hey, I've got a great jet that I know you'll love to charter. You have to know what people are looking for, so that's what we base our business model on, is understanding each client individually. What are their needs? What are their desires? Where do they want to be in their art collection in 5 years if they're just starting out? So you need to give them a plan for that. You can't just say, you like this piece of art, it's this much, here you go. We don't do that. We build from 1 piece into 5, into 10, into full collections where you build a relationship. Most galleries won't take back what they sell you. We do. We'll buy it back. We'll consign it back. Whatever the case is, to show you that we stand behind the artwork for life.
Guess what? This that Victor's saying, everything that's going to happen with the art and how we're going to educate you as a flyer, it's only exclusive with Vita Jets. So if you want to fly and you want this experience, we'll get it with Vita Jets. So VitaJets.com, make sure you book your next charter. We have Memorial Day weekend coming. We have the Monaco Formula One race. And talking about Monaco Formula One race, good news for everybody who's in South Florida. Formula One is potentially coming to Miami.
Yeah, trying to book a contract, 10-year contract.
10-year contract, that's gonna be nuts.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have the yachts parked there. We're gonna do maybe some art, some yachts together. There's a little bit more coming with the yacht situation, Vita Jets, Vita Yachts. It's gonna come along. It's another live session that we're gonna have next week. How are we gonna put the yachts into the jets? We already have the art. We have everything going on here at Vita Jets. Thank you, Victor.
Thank you for having me.
I think there's going to be some questions by the people that are watching. This is a good way to promote new upcoming artists. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a great platform, like I said, for contemporary people, but I can't just promote any artist to any flyer. Like I said, it is catered. So if they have to ask for it, if they want to know about emerging artists, what's new, what's coming up, and I naturally have my ear to the ground to all of that, Absolutely. Then we'll definitely cater to that and bring in something. Maybe even have the artist with us. Who knows? The possibilities are endless.
Hear that?
We really want to have something amazing put together. If there's an emerging artist program that someone has requested, by all means. What we want to do is integrate art as a whole, whatever it be that you are into. We want to bring that to you in flight and kind of give you that whole cultural and luxury experience all in one.
The Art of Flying Private not only is going to be here in South Florida, Palm Beach, Broward, Dade County, but we are really taking this worldwide. So everywhere in the world, if you want to fly from New York to London, New York to wherever in Europe, we will incorporate this on our flights. You will be amazed, you will be mesmerized with this new experience that we're adding to the VitaJet experience, the Vita lifestyle, the new jet generation.
I think it's awesome, man. I mean, I'm really excited.
I love it, man. Every time we talk about it, and every time we already have some artists interested on sending some pieces of art, and obviously you are bringing top of the top art, so it's just going to be amazing. Clients are going to love it.
Yeah, and a good question from Modern Jet is, I will be on board to do the talks. Yes, naturally I'm only one person. I have another gallery director I'd also work with. I'm fluent in English and Spanish. He's fluent in English and Arabic. So some of our Middle Eastern clients that are also welcome to charter with him. He can speak Arabic. But we're gonna try. Of course, its staff is limited. Naturally, there's only so many of us, myself included. But it will not be like just a slideshow of artwork if you can't get a staff member. It is, if you book the service, if you book the flight, like Camilo says, wherever you are in the world, we will make it work out. We'll get ourselves organized. If you want the service, it will be done. You will have someone on board to do the explanations. Most cases, it will be me, myself, absolutely. But again, if we get to this service of snowballing, we have multiple people asking for this service at the same time.
We'll snowballing.
We're gonna have to get some more people. But until that time, yes, I will be on board to do all the explanations. I'll answer any and all questions. But yeah, absolutely.
Lucy, I will trial that service. So Lucy, make sure you go download the app, Jet Traveler app. You can look us up on Instagram, Jet Traveler app. There's a link on the bio. You can download the app, book your private jet, make sure you get it, for whatever situation you want it for. Also, go on VitaJet.com. Make sure you book your private jet.
And just in the notes when you're booking it, make sure you request the art service. What we're gonna try and do, again, it's a new service. We're just announcing it now. What we're gonna try and do is integrate some way for like a fill-out form, a small questionnaire, maybe like 4 or 5 questions, just with multiple choices, where you can pick what artists you like based on the specialties that I'm bringing on board or the ones that I have available. You can pick which are your favorites. I'll probably put it into artist name or movement. So if you're into pop and you don't want to just specifically just pick Warhol, I'll have it where you can pick pop, you can pick impressions, you can pick old masters, 20th century masters, whatever the case is. We're going to start working on that soon to get it where as soon as you book the flight, if you're opting for the art experience, there will be a form that you can fill out, maybe 4 or 5 questions tops, and then you'll select what you would like to have in your experience to cater to what you're looking for, and then we'll make that happen.
Yeah, like I said, everything's going to be there. Everything's going to be available with whatever plane you decide to go, wherever you want to go. So whether you want to go to Bahamas, whether you want to go to New York, whether you want to do a transatlantic flight, we can get everything on board, make sure it happens on a prop, on a light, mid, heavy jet, whatever the flight is. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of Saudi clients willing to do something on those VIP airliners, which we also do, and it's just going to be amazing.
Yeah, and again, the art is going to have to be sized to the jet. So if it's a smaller aircraft, I can't bring a massive piece of art in that case, So we'll have to coordinate it to that as well. Larger aircraft kind of opens up more options. So when you book a larger aircraft or a larger party, whatever the case is, gives us more space, and it opens up the options a little bit for me to. If you're getting a small jet and you want to have a massive Warhol, it's going to be a little bit difficult to have that done. you know, but of course I can find you something smaller. But again, just when we have the notes section filled out, we'll set that up and we'll put it together where it's nice and organized, really streamlined, where you just pick what you want, and we'll coordinate what aircraft it's on, and we'll get it going.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you so much once again.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you.
This is new for the aviation world. Before it was music. Now it's art.
It's never been done before. I mean, this has never been done before. You know, so I think it's a really innovative idea that we have here, comparable to nothing else. No one is bringing art right to your seat, you know? I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that.
2018, VitaJets, new added value. I told you guys last week we were gonna have a special guest. Victor was here. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you everyone who's watching. Please, there's a little plane or a little arrow. Share the live video. If you think it's something that somebody else might be interested on, make sure you press that little button, send it to that person, share the video. So, thank you.
Thank you guys, thank you.
You wanna, any other questions that we have, Sandeep? No, nothing? You want to say last?
No, thank you guys again. The gallery is New River Fine Art. You can go and find it at newriverfineart.com. My Instagram is here in the comments. I'm always posting new things, new arrivals, you know, art news and stuff like that. So feel free to follow as well.
Follow that guy, man.
But hey, we keep you up to date and just expect a lot of big things from me and VitaJets here, bringing you guys art and private aviation, I mean, at the highest level.
You have so much knowledge. He has so much knowledge. Squeeze it out of him.
Absolutely. It's yours to have. It's free.
Make sure you follow him. Thank you, Lucy. Good pitch, guys. Very promising idea. Thank you so much. With all the heart that we have to you guys, to all the followers, everybody who's watching, everybody who's going to share this. Thank you so much for bringing art to the skies. Thank you. You have a great week. We'll see you next week with another interesting subject. Thank you.